So good evening one and all, and I welcome all the participants for this 7th day of the student development program and the final day of the student development program on Learn Python for a Bright Career. Today, I request our resource person, Dr. Oviya Ramasamy, to hand over the session for this final day. Ma'am, please.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Reverend dignitaries of the great GMRIT, most respected Dr. Principal Garu, respected Dr. Vice President Garu, respected Dr. HOD sir of the EC department, dear Dr. Arun sir, and dear Dr. Ravi sir, and all the wonderful, patient and Nobel laureates, going to be soon, Nobel laureate professors and staff members of GMRIT and other, every other institution who wished me good evening every day. Thank you so much for your greetings. Above all, most importantly, my dear, darling students. I am so happy as ever to, see you all on the final day. Today would be our last session. Andariki Namaskaram. It's been a wonderful couple of days for me. I hope you all are doing well. Today being the final day, I have a special message to all the respected professors. Thanks a million for choosing to be an outstanding teacher. First of all, thank you so much for choosing the most noble profession. Teaching is the most noble profession. It's, you all are capable of winning Nobel Prize. So, I'm using the words interchangeably so that, every day you should just, have the feeling in you that, you have chosen this field. So, this is an amazing service to humanity. Please keep up your service. Today's children make up tomorrow's world. They are a reflection of us. They like to learn the world through us. Being a mother of 3 children, now I understand a lot more than I used to when I was a little girl. Please continue to be, I'm asking all of the professors to be, please continue to be the role models of the children that you are teaching. The same way that I see all my teachers, whenever possible, please intervene difficult topics with stories from your life or other incidents. That is, this would actually help the students remember well, whatever they are being taught. One funny incident that I would like to mention here is my college professors always cite real-time, real-world examples, real-life examples. It seems some students wrote those examples in the exams too. That's only for the understanding, but the kids, retain the information so much that they wrote the information there. So it's funny, right? Such real-time stories and examples would stay in these, even our permanent memory and would help us in the long run, right? Interesting. Which is exactly why we remember the movies, the stories of movies, even after many decades. Thinking about this, please be the loving, smiling, kind, and fun-loving professors that you all are. Same navutone, meerandaru, students at Chudali. That will make the students learn and stay alert always. Okay, so even after like 2-3 decades, my parents and I remember those teachers that were kind, that were smiling. Of course, we remember what they taught us, but those teachers come up in our mind every single day. Now, my very special message for all the dear students. Thanks a lot for your love and affection in making this webinar series a grand success. I enjoyed all of the questions. Please continue to post questions. I'll always get back to you on the comments. Even yesterday, I did post for all the questions with the links. When I just answer, because some questions are really detailed, because it's looking for coding help. So that's why I wanted to cite like examples so they can always refer to it. Okay. Now, on each of these 7 days, we spoke a lot on Python programming and a little on the take-home life lessons. I am positive that each and every one of you would come out shining and make everyone proud of you. Regardless of your age, position, and power, I request you all to be very kind and compassionate. Okay, just the same way that you are all today, forever and ever, I want you all to be kind and compassionate. Once you go to, like, higher position, please be more kind. Best wishes to you all. Please take care of your parents. I love you all, my dear children. Good luck to you all. Stay motivated, learn well, and share your knowledge and wisdom with everyone. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much, Dr. Arun sir, for the wonderful opportunity. Actual lessons Veldama, Bagarams, okay? Now I'm going to be, I noticed that what happened was the last slide of yesterday did not get shared with you all, even though I shared. I happen to know only after I checked the recorded video on YouTube. So here is a recap. So I was looking for like comments to see if there was any questions that we probably missed. That's how I happen to know that the last slide wasn't even there. So here's a quick recap of what we saw. This slide that I'm showing right now, I know you all saw, but I'm just going to recap real quick. So we know that the automobile industry has evolved so well, and this is a exact timeline of most notable developments. We're talking about flying cars, we're talking about fully automated self-driving cars. Advancements are happening in the fastest pace, more than ever. Ultra-fast motion planning chips are definitely needed, okay? Since autonomous cars rely on motion planning systems, this makes it an absolute necessity for, let me just move on to this slide. This is a slide that you all missed seeing, okay, while I'm talking. Please look at this slide. There's so much more to, look at this. So what I was saying was massive data lattices of all possible trajectories in parallel are sent. You see how, that's why I was referring to the colors, the fluorescent green, the magenta color, whichever color you look. I'm able to see a magenta here. And the YouTube thing, I'm not sure how feeble the reception is. But anyways, you see that this is a real-time road, and the vehicles that, if at all, they are on autopilot mode, what are all the possible trajectories that they need to keep in mind, the lattices that has to be taken into consideration. Now, cybersecurity, as we know, is always a concern. We already saw that because hackers are ready to steal data. We saw that. And then researchers are always there to make sure that the self-driving cars is safe. So we saw all of this yesterday itself. Now, such motion planning systems for vehicles begin with an enormous pre-computed graph. It's pre-computed, okay? And vehicle, we have to make sure that the vehicle takes an obstacle-free environment. This graph of all the trajectories is often referred to as the lattice. That's one important term that you need to remember. Like we saw yesterday, perception data from the cameras. So that's why this is the perfect slide. I was sharing it here. I don't know why it never got shared over there. I was surprised. So anyways, I hope you're all able to see it. I'm just double confirming with I have another screen to make sure that you're all seeing it now. What I meant to say was buildings, trees, all of these static obstacles, as well as the moving obstacles, like other cars, pedestrians, bicyclists, any possible thing. All of the perception data with the location has to be, it just keeps on getting dropped into the lattice. Edges that intersect with obstacles are given very high costs. We saw the cost function already, because our vehicle under consideration must not follow them, right? So it has to just leave it alone. Wonderful. Now we are moving on to today's thing. Today, I did not put much slides. I have the references. Please refer, the complete list of the modules are in this package. Today we are going to be looking at this package, this module rather. All right. So I have listed this some of the most important modules in here. You're going to be getting back to the links that I've specified here. I'm not sure if you're able to see it, but once you get the slides, sir is going to, Dr. Arun sir is going to actually forward you all. I forwarded everything, almost all the slides that I had, and as promised, the data science, slides and almost all the slides, including the cheat sheets and everything. So he has a large amount of, some files are, I think, over 50 megs, sorry. So he will be sending them all to you. So then you can actually have them as your own study material and then start looking at them. All right. So what does Qt stand for? There is no abbreviation to this. It's just a toolkit of C++ libraries. With the APIs, application programming interface, for accessing modern desktop and mobile systems like location, positioning services, multimedia, NFC, near fields communication for wireless connectivity, Bluetooth connectivity for web browser, as well as traditional UI development. PYQT, Python building, on the cross-platform GUI, graphical user interface toolkit. It's actually built up and bound. Actually, it's binding onto this thing. So PYQT 5 is a version 5 of the comprehensive set of the Python bindings. More than 35 extension modules are there. Like I mentioned, I have only a few listed there. You're going to, because when I took the complete list, it was just going to be, too low for you all to see. So I found in the Python plugin of the PYQT, this is actually an alternative application development to C++. And it's going to be supporting all the platforms, including Apple, iPhones, iOS, and Android, you name anything, it's going to be supporting that. So PYQT 5, it can be embedded in C++ based applications also, to allow the users of those applications to configure or enhance the functionality of those applications with Python script. We saw a perfect example yesterday. We don't have to go any further. When I closed everything, it just worked fine. All right, I'm going to be showing you that in a little while, in a few minutes. Sometimes Alt Control Delete is the best thing to do, right? It just clears up all the processes that are in the memory. So this next slide talks about Tkinter, or the TK interface package. That is a standard Python interface of the TK GUI, meaning like graphical user interface toolkit. Python, in case you want to know the latest version of the Python Tkinter that's developed in your, whichever laptop or whichever PC that you're using, always use Python -m and then Tkinter. That means it's going to give you the version of the Tkinter that's available with your setup. What is Tkinter? Tkinter is sort of like a I'm not sure if you're learning advanced Java. So hopefully, or maybe when you look up any web application, you might have a pop-up box, or, it could have the, or maybe if you look at any application on your desktop as well, if at all. For example, you're getting to settings, right? When you're looking at settings, if you want to change the settings, you want to change the environment variables. The other day we saw a lot, right? What's happening actually just brings up another window, and then you code in, you put in your information, and then this actually goes in, like update somewhere. Now, Tkinter will provide you an environment. It's going to actually give you windows, like Windows small, Windows nodal, Windows anything. And then you write your code. All of these things that we've learned already, you integrate them with this. Okay, dears? Now, we'll be seeing just a little on that today. And then last, thing is PieGame. Yesterday, in yesterday's example too, I'm not sure if you caught up on the word PieGame. I had issues. I told you that I had issues with my PieGame and I ran this, right? So, but we never saw PieGame up until today. So what is PieGame? PieGame is a set of highly portable Python modules designed for writing video games capable of running nearly on every platform and every operating system that you can possibly imagine of. Okay, that is why Python is famous. PieGames, okay, PieGames also, PieGame adds functionality on top of the excellent SDL. You might have heard of the word SDL. It means Simple Direct Media Layer Library. SDL is a cross-platform library. It is used for software developments, obviously, and it's designed to provide a hardware abstraction layer. Keep in mind, hardware abstraction layer for your computer's multimedia. You got it? So PieGame is actually integrated with SDL. PieGame makes it very easy to create fully featured games and multimedia programs in the Python language. The list of the modules in PieGame are listed in this slide. So I am going to be taking you all to the Carla simulator. Please take a look at this slide while I actually connect on the other thing. To get rid of the noise and everything, I'm going to be cutting off my video, and I'm going to be stopping the sharing. So I think it stopped sharing, right? Good. Now I'm going to be, oh, I should have shared. I'm so sorry. I'm so funny. My God. Okay. don't even mind. Just look at both sirs for one moment. I'm going to be logged on from here. Sorry. Oh, one moment. Okay, I'm logging on to this just to, I keep on talking so that you know that you didn't lose me. So I'm joining here. Okay, I'm trying to connect, sir. Can you grant? Yes, cool. I'm here. And I'm going to be sharing my entire desktop. Okay, perfect. So this is where we stopped yesterday, right? Wonderful. Okay, I just want to make sure that everything is ready. So this is our environment. I made sure that our command prompt, you know, the command prompts font size and all is bigger today. You know, I just made sure that because it was very little for you all to look at. So this is our Carla environment that we know, and we are going to, I'm going to be running. Okay, this is how we run. I want to show you all live. Okay, I'm in, this is the directory that I have. So I'm just choosing this directory and I'm going in there. Did I copy the whole thing? I could have just copied the whole thing. I'm sorry. I could have copied from C. Sorry. Okay. What? Okay. Just one. Okay. So we are on the right directory where we have Carla UE4. I think this is big enough for you all to see. If it's more bigger than I'm you know, like finding it difficult. I even tried that. So this is the exe that I just brought a few minutes ago while we started our thing. What is Carla? Carla is a pre-packed, you know, it is pre-packed, and in the link that I shared with you all yesterday, I mentioned that we actually need GPUs. However, this is just a ordinary laptop. There is no GPU in it, but it's quite, robust. It's sturdy. All right. It has features to run all of that. Now, I am going to the module called, it's not a module, a directory, directory called Python API. And I'm going to be going to examples. When you download Carla, when you download the zipped file, right, for Windows or, whichever, if you're running it on Unix, great, or Ubuntu, whichever environment that you want to, you're going to be bringing up this, and then when it unzips, when it actually extracts the files that are in there, you're going to be visually seeing I did not change anything here. So this is how it looks like. Okay. Now in here, what we are going to do is, first thing, I have the Carla UE4. So that is the server. We already spoke about the client server architecture that this program uses. We already saw some things yesterday. I showed you the weather module and everything. But what failed to work is our manual control. So I want to show you how I'm going to run this. See, please make a note of this. If you have different versions of your Python on the same environment, what you need to do is you need to use the corresponding version to invoke the Python interpreter relevant to that. In this case, as I always mention, I have the latest 3.8.4. I think 3.5 is the latest, but when I installed on this a month ago was 3.4. So I did that. And because I want to show you all this, I went on to get 3.7 because 3.8 is not compatible for some reason with the modules that were written on C++. And there is so many things that comes along with it. Yesterday, I tried to even show you the EGG file. Okay. Now, this is exactly what I'm going to do. In case you chose 3.5 or 3.6, try using that. So that's why I want to show you this. Now, I am going to be running that there. And while it's coming up, I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to let it bring up, and then we're going to be talking until it just brings up. Okay. So, okay, perfect. Thank God it's coming. I don't want to disturb this much. Yesterday I was toggling and I just made it crazy, I think. That's why you remember we heard a discordant jarring noise. Ooh, I like this car. Oh my goodness, it's so cute. Okay. Yesterday I saw a red Coca-Cola vehicle. I was expecting the same thing. What is this? Is it a Mustang? Kind of looks like a Mustang. I love Mustangs. Okay. Now, in case you want to have more than just look at this, I'm not still maximizing. I'm not doing anything. So this is the only vehicle that we have on the road. In case we want more vehicles, we can spawn. Yesterday, I tried to use the spawn. First, I want to make sure that we run this perfectly. If it doesn't work, then, we don't have more sessions to show. That's why I want to first let this run. Now, take a look at this in the background. Okay. This is all the, these are all as if, you are running a game. So, in case you do P, capital P, right, it's going to actually toggle on autopilot mode. I am going to be doing that on our thing. So I'm going to be doing capital P. Okay, so it said autopilot mode on, and then it's going to start. Okay, isn't that cool? So, pay attention to this while I talk. All right, cuties? I was so depressed yesterday that this didn't work. First thing that you see here is what? A stop sign. So this is exactly how our roads here in the United States look like. Even I was fortunate to have been to most of the countries in Europe, including United Kingdom, no country's road is as good as the United States of America. I can, like vouch on that. Those who are here, they are obsessed with driving. So first there was a stop sign, this car stops, and then you see the speed limit. This is fine print again. So I want you all to try the same thing in your, when you have Python. No code has to be, like done from our end because these scripts are already available. We saw some of them. I tried to open some of them. Because of that, I tried to parallel process, and, I did a lot of confusion to my already distressed laptop. Poor thing, it's been with me the past couple of days. Oh my God, the torture that I'm giving it is, and it's just unbelievable. If it had mouth, it would have cried. So there is green. You see the green light, and it's just going. So it stopped for a brief moment, and then it's going. Now, what's interesting is we can also increase the speed. We can do a lot of things just like games. So just you see, there's a red light came. However, after the line, after the stop, after it went past the line, even though there is red, you can still have the privilege to go. Just one block from where I live, if you go if you don't stop in the red sign, or you try to just make a right turn, there's free right here. You can make a free right. However, you need to stop and then you have to make a right. You don't do that. One time, we were quick, we did something, and then I got fined for $85. I know. Yeah, it's crazy. So that's why people are scared. People are really scared. And especially if it's an autopilot mode, we have to definitely follow all this. So I also, that's why I kind of explained about, the driving license and how to get a driving license in New York City. It's very tough. It's really tough to drive in New York City. And my husband's friends, they would be surprised. Sometimes I drive and, I drop lunch sometimes to him. And then they're like, did your wife drive? Did she get on the thing? Yes, she's a rowdy. She got the license here. And they're like, oh my goodness, that's amazing. It's very tough. It's very tough to drive in your city. But those who drive in India, the one thing that we have to do is we have to follow the rules. But those who have the guts to drive in India can drive in any part of the world. I heard in Japan, I've never been to Japan yet. Soon I'm planning on going. So in Japan, I heard that, it's very tough. It's very difficult. There's traffic and everything. But what I meant to say was that the license itself is tough to get in New York City. However, in other states, it's easier to get the license because they let you drive on, especially in New Jersey, they let you drive only in the parking lot, just as the same way that we had in India. So look at this. We are in autopilot mode. I think you saw for some time. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to invoke the spawn modules, and I'm going to have more cars. So even if it doesn't work, please don't worry. We have other things to catch up on, other examples for today. So this is exactly how the tunnels that take you from New York City to New Jersey looks like, the famous Lincoln Tunnel and the Holland Tunnel. One connects from New York City to one part of New Jersey, and the other one to Jersey City. So that's how it is. This is exactly how it looks like. However, there are no pillars like this. It's just only one way. They restricted one way. It's completely blocked though. But this is pretty much how the city looks mostly. Now I am going to be running in another command prompt. Okay, so I am going to be running in another command prompt. Okay, I'm going to be running my spawn. Okay, let's just copy this thing. Let me copy the whole thing from the other directory. You know what? Let me not even disturb that. Let me just copy this from here. Since this is where the exe ran from, we don't have to worry much. So once when the exe is up, it's fine. Still, I want to make sure that I don't disturb that screen after all the problems that we faced yesterday. Oh my God, I was so sad. Okay, now let me go to, Uh-oh. I want to just close that. Let me go to another command prompt. And then I'm going to go into that. There's so many, different versions of Carla that I tried, like I said yesterday, right? Now, Python API, let me just type it fully or whatever. I messed up with the, why is it not getting me in there? Oh, this is the problem when it's so big. Now it's in examples. I know it's in capital letters. However, in Windows, we don't care. However, Python is case sensitive. Now I am going to be running, again, I want to show you all this. Okay, this. You know what? Let me just run this. Maybe this is why there's some confusion. I'm guessing maybe that's why there was confusion. Let me just do this. I'm going to be just doing this. Okay. Okay, this is all the debug part. That's why usually nothing gets displayed here, but I wanted to make sure that this was working fine. So I tried to print all this. So basically this is how we do. Okay, so there are no vehicles, so there is, okay. You know what? Don't even worry about this. And I think it just killed the process. There is some, it's got something to do with the code that they wrote. It's not our code. So we saw a live example of how it worked, how you can actually, manipulate it. Please feel free to get on Carla, download the thing. And then for now, we are saying goodbye to Carla. Okay, let's focus on today's thing. Even yesterday, I think I showed you how, see, this would be all the toggle, or the arrows that you use, please. So in the code, they have written like that. So it's listening to this port. So like I said, I wanted to make sure that that port was free and everything. Yesterday, I invoked the weather module and tried to show the difference over there. Good. Okay. I hope you enjoyed looking at that. If you try to drive, what happens is sometimes it crashes, and then when it crashes, we have to. Yes, I was going to show you this. Okay, when it crashes, what happens is it, we have to reboot the whole thing, meaning process. We have to actually, nothing. It does not let us proceed further. That's what I meant. So when I played it on Sunday, I was playing it, for a couple of hours. So I was able to actually, view it all. It means like try different options. So please download that, and that's how it is. Refer our sessions day 6. In there I had the notepad and everything, right? So use them both together, and then it's pretty easy. And plus the sites that I mentioned also can be helpful. Now, today, we're going to see another beautiful, game. I can't wait to show you all this. Okay, I'm going to be, oh, sorry. Do I hear an echo? Okay, so are you all able to hear the music in the background? Okay, hopefully. Now, this is our code, okay? The code that actually brings, this is all the code. However, it's calling different things. Let me mute me in here. Otherwise I hear any. Okay, first I want you all to take a look at this. What exactly are these? Don't they look like some, I know when I was in school or somewhere around there was a game called Dave. Okay, we had Intel. There was not even Pentium processors then. That was like, I think 486 that we had in our home. And we used to actually play with floppies, you know. My brothers, oh my God. I think I was in first year college. I'm not sure exactly the you know, the year. However, you know, he used to, when I want to try out something in our computer, what happens is he would have played a game, and then, you know, something would have happened, you know, and he might have run away with the floppies. These sort of games used to be in the floppies. Nowadays, you see, you know, we can write a couple of lines of code, and then we can actually, and even then, I think there was no color monitors. We only had black and white monitors. After I think it was in first year, some of the monitors in our college was color monitors, only a couple, I think one or two. And then soon they changed it to, as we, you know, like as development, as, and then, you know, it got improved to, I think, like flat, you know, like, what I mean to say is the display quality of these games keeps on improving, and, you know, like it's getting better and better. With Python, it's phenomenal. So you can never imagine all of this in, you know, if you had a black and white environment. That's what I meant to say. You see how colorful it is? So what are these? These are called Sprite Sheets. Sprite Sheets, okay, this is a platformer game that is using Sprite Sheets. Now, first let me run the game, and then I'll show you. Look at that. Okay, I'm actually using my, I know I'm very slow. If it was my kids, they'll be very quick. So we have to make sure that we jump from here to here. So I want to make sure that, you know, I don't follow that. So that's why it's falling down, right? Now, from there, one quick jump, I cannot go there. So I have to come back here, and then I have to, so this is just fun, right? This is fun. So with our code, not my code though, I'll let you know where I got this from. So I like to be honest. Okay, because, you know, I don't work for the gaming industry. Okay. Okay, but it's so much fun to learn using this. That's exactly why my idea is, because we will get to know more since we are able to visually see things, right? So it'll be cool. Look at that. Look at that thing. Oh, don't you love you? Don't you all love that? Just look at that. Okay, now I'm going to be jumping from there, and then so may presume this is the first level. So I know in game, the kid or something, in the Dave is the kid, right? He goes and then he gets something, then he gets recharged, and then he goes on to the next one. So this is sort of like a simple game. So, but it's using Sprite Sheets as our thing. Look at that, it's going up, and then I want to jump from there. Oh, and that's the end of the level. So that's why it's coming back to that. Okay, now let me explain the code behind this. So you got an idea, right? Even though some of this looks like, you know, things that are moving, it's not moving in real. Our code mimics it so that, you know, we see that it's moving, but it's not. That's the whole idea behind me showing you. So it's just what you see is not true. So in the background, we have just simple, ordinary Sprite Sheets that are going to be doing this process. You see, I'm just using, all I do is I'm just clicking on my arrow key. So feel free. This game again is available in, oh, where is that document that we had? Okay. I put it in here as the final. Did it get saved? No? Sad. Okay. Don't worry, I'll let you know in 1 second. Okay, but I have to copy it here because it'll be too little for you all to see. So I got this game from, is my browser coming? Please come. Okay. Program. Okay. Oh, good. I had this already. So it's program, P-R-O-G-R-A-M. Let me copy this thing. Okay, let's first run this, and then I will copy the whole thing because there was a combination of uppercase, lowercase. Now, Please make a note of this. This is a beautiful, beautiful site. Okay. And whoever this is, let him live long. People like him should live longer. My blessings for him. Everyone should bless him though. So he has explanation embedded in the YouTube thing. And then see, these people make no money out of all these things, but still they love to teach others. That's the whole, that gives the satisfaction that it's just unparalleled satisfaction that you get, right? When you share your knowledge with others. At least, I hope you all are going to follow that trend. So this is our site. Let's just not even bother about that. Okay, I'll let you all copy. Programarcadegames.com. So go in there, programarcadegames.com, and then Python examples. And then this particular thing is in that, place. And exact location is Sprite Sheets. Now, let me get off here. What is happening in this? This is one file. I'm going to show you the file also, but since he has them arranged, I wanted to show you. So the Sprite Sheets are just this. Using the graphics, in computer graphics, we would learn, go from that pixel to this pixel, all of that. So he has written logic to retrieve specific parts of this one, just this, and this. These are the backgrounds, that's all. So how cool is that? Look, this is a PNG file, just a normal file, like a PNG file. And this is a sprite. This is again, all of these are files, right? Just 4 files. However, with the code, he is mimicking, let me show you the complete module. I think, yes. First, I want to make sure that we have everything running. And then I thought I can toggle and then, do whatever I wanted to do. Because it's so depressed yesterday. Usually, I know it's good to fail, but once you tried many times and still if you are not able to do it, then it just hurts you a lot, right? It hurts people's feelings. I don't get hurt easily, but still. It did hurt me yesterday that I couldn't show it. Now, where exactly did I put the, okay. I didn't want to mess up with all of this. These were all the trials that I was doing. Okay, I think I put it here. Okay. Before we go in here, let me make sure that you all know this. On the very first day, I tried to show you PyCharm, however, it was dark, okay? The thing was completely dark. It was, when I looked up in the YouTube recorded version, I found it highly difficult for anyone to see. That's why I wanted to make sure that when I open the PyCharm, the font size is a little bit bigger, and then our display is like a little bit brighter, like white. There are so many options. I'm going to also show you that. This environment is not the one that we saw on the other days. We saw mostly using our shell, that is Python shell IDLE, and we saw Jupyter Notebook mostly, right, where I actually ran those things and I showed you all the input output. Now this is another place where you can actually code and you can build it's so much easier. This is a GUI. This is graphical user interface. Is a tool. It's a development tool, whatever. It's an IDE, whatever you want to call, for helping the Python community code better. You don't have to remember so many things. I'm going to show you when I type what happens. So so that's why I reserved this for the last day, so I can show you all more code here. Now I am opening a project. So the way this works is how in Jupyter Notebook we have .pynb, right? Like the IPython, IPY means IPython. Jupyter Notebook used to be called as IPython, IPYNB for notebook, so we can have notebooks there. Here we can save like a project as such. So those who are using other IDEs, that is integrated development environments, not IDLE. IDLE is the one that comes along with Python, right? We know where IDLE is. So I showed you for my 3.7 version, something got installed, and then for 3.8, I have a different IDLE. Okay, so relevant modules, pertaining modules would be invoked. Okay, now for PyCharm, I am trying to open this teaching Python. I'm going to be, so even here you see, when you open PyCharm project, so what happens is, this is again fine print, I'm sorry kiddos, so sorry. So, please get to use at least one tool. So I would assume maybe to begin with, you can use, for simple constructs, you can use Notepad. I mean, meaning like the Jupyter Notebook, I meant. And for, like most advanced things, you can actually use PyCharm. Okay. Now we are going to the relevant directory, and I am going to open my, look at that. So this window, you want it in this window? No window, I have enough programs here. I'm just going to open in a new window. Okay, so this is my workspace. Isn't that cool? Okay, so I actually, like, let me go to, okay. This is the one that I had over there, that we had over there. See, even when you go, same thing. Program, arcade, games.com. This site has so much beautiful, code. So first and foremost that he's importing is Pygame. What if there is no Pygame for this project? When I put my cursor over there, do you see package Pygame? What is Pygame? Pygame is a set of Python modules designed for writing games. Oh, nice. So that means I don't have to even remember that. Okay. Now let me just type import. I'm sorry, this is case sensitive, right? Import, and then look. See? Automatically, you see, that's the advantage of using. Look at that. Isn't that cool? Yeah. So those who have used other IDEs, Java, there are many, and .NET, obviously. So this would be a cool place for. See, look at that. We have pandas that we know. We have matplotlib. So when I type M, I'm going to be getting whatever I have in M. Nice, right? My God, where else should we go for learn? So just have this and your Jupyter Notebook, you're good to go. Now, how do I change the environments, right? So I go to, it's cool, it's just easy. Once you get, even if you do not know anything, some of the questions that you kids ask are, like, please do not wait for somebody to talk, and, you don't have to ask those questions to anyone. You can find it yourself. Like the reason why I'm asking you to cultivate that kind of thing is when we start to work during our real life, like in real practically, we would be facing lots and lots of difficulties. That time we are not going to wait to ask anyone. So we have to help ourselves. The first help those days would be, referring the manuals. These days, oh, perfect, search engine. You can use your phone. The personal assistants work fine. Please utilize those resources, please. Okay, so even if you do not know how to actually set the environment, what I meant to say was just ask. Okay, I'm in Google by default. If you want to use Bing, you can use Bing or whichever search engine that you like. Now I am just, look, I just want to change the environment color. Look at that. This is exactly how it looked like, dark and dingy before. I could hardly see. I mean, I was able to see. I love that because it was not too bad on the eyes though. But however, when it's showed up, some environments, even though the thing is dark, the font colors are like flashy. We could see, like I showed you, or ideally right yesterday was blue, navy blue, and then all the colors were bright. However, it was like this. So how do I change? So immediately the first thing that pops is what? stackoverflow.com. So please use resources like this, my dear darling children. And going back to this, what is this? This is not something that comes along with the standard. This is something that we wrote. This is the program that's over here. I know some kid was asking about what is this package. So you can call this as a package. So you can call this, you can actually create a package, and then this all can go. Same thing, similar to the Carla example that we saw. Okay, dears. Now, in here, I have the global constant set, meaning the person that wrote. So I'm just referring me, meaning like since I'm showing, okay? I don't want to claim somebody's code as mine, but I'm just saying we. Let's just use the word we. Okay, sometimes it's not good to use we. So when there is a problem, I don't want to say we. So I want to refer to I, because I made the mistake. My father doesn't like when I use I though. He always says, why you're so selfish. You have to say we. Then I say, Appa, no, this is not India. Here we have to say I, because in the United States, I means you are the sole responsible person. You decide for yourself. When something goes wrong, you take the responsibility. So I'm just so used to using I. It's not that I'm so acting proud that I'm not claiming everything for I, but I am taking the responsibility if something goes bad. Okay, so I meaning over here is the code that's here. Now, getting back to the platform scroller. So when I open one time, you see these stay in the memory. So I can actually toggle. Okay, so it's easy. Now, what else do I have? I have levels. So I click on levels, and then this is levels. So in levels, we have platforms. So this is again the next thing. So look at that. So in here, what am I importing? I'm just importing PieGame. What if PieGame is not available? Okay, so in case you need to actually for any project, okay, for anything, remember this actually goes and installs appropriate modules or pre-built packages relevant to that project. So you click on this for, you know, changing the appearance and color. Now, in case you want to change the, look at this, I'm not sure, again, this is, I'm so sorry, kiddos, this is fine print though. So what I did was I went on file, I went on settings, and then I scroll down to project, whichever is the project name comes. And then in here, I see two things. I see a Python interpreter. Let me just click on that. Now, when I click on that, it's loading. It's going to show me all of these packages that are available for me in here. Okay. So in case you want to actually add more packages, this is where this would be the place for you to go and you can add. So for now, we don't need anything extra. So, you know, this would be the place. Again, remember, if you're stuck, you have an error message, do not wait to ask anyone. First help is self-help. Use the search engines instantly, because like I said, again, these search engines are deep learning. Yesterday we saw, right? Deep learning. Some of my schoolmates, oh my God, those classmates of mine, even though they're classmates, I call them as Anna these days, because as a token of respect to their age now, we're all over 40. I don't want to call them by their names, so I always call Anna. So some Annas, right? Anna, Ramesh, Anna, Visendal, all of those people, they saw the webinars and they were typing in the WhatsApp group that they were like, we are deep learning. We are deep learners. Okay, so please remember, deep learning is a term that you can always use. So these search engines are deep learning based on our questions. They are learning. They are actually, you know, like there's zillions of questions, you know, being asked this second, you know, by so many people. All these search engines are actually learning based on them. So in other words, when you post questions, the next time when somebody posts, they are going to have appropriate relevant results. All right. Now, let's go on to this. This is, look at that. This is our functions. So these are all the code that we wrote. So when you have a project, you know, I just ran this project, right? Just this particular Python script, not the project. I mean, this particular Python script, platform scroller.py. However, inside we have, I'm explaining this for the people that do not just for the children that I'm teaching from GMRIT, I know there are some techie people that are also listening to this. So I want to make sure that they know how a project goes hand in hand. Okay. So that's why I had to, like go baby steps for them. So I know some of them will be thinking like, oh, I don't know why she's going over all the basics again. So it's just this is for the children that I'm teaching primarily, and others are watching it for free. So thank you, children, for you all. Because of you all, others are able to learn. Okay. Now we have all of this integrated in one project. Now, when I went on Sprite, this Sprite Sheet functions, I'm able to see that it's importing. So these go hand in hand, and wherever is the main module, look at that. I have the main module here. That is where it invokes from here. Okay. So, this is using let me show you where those files are used. Let me show you. So look at this. This is it. Let me minimize this. When that's there, something happens. It's okay, it prevents me. So look at that. Isn't that cool? This is our just the files that come along with the, in case you want to change this, you can change it. So in the explanation that this person has given, like I said, each of these people, they must be conferred as many PhDs as possible, because the way they explain, that's what matters, right? Anybody that is interested in learning should be able to understand, and beautiful, clear, like explanations are given with the links. So like I always say, this is the perfect time to live. Okay. Now let me show you. Look, this is the background. So this is just, these files don't move. He has code written on this. Please feel free to go in there. This is just a logic. When you look at his YouTube explanation, you'd be able to see how he goes. So when there's a key up, so like I said, I'm just making use of my arrow keys. What should happen, what happens, how the jump is happening. So all of that. Okay. So if I were to explain, that'll take more than, it's perfectly 8 o'clock. Should we stop now, sir? Or should we continue on with more examples? I think my kids had enough of me all these days. I want, like peace for them, power. Should I turn back the camera on and stop sharing here? Should I do that, sir? Arun, sir?
Yes, madam. He is on the other part.
Okay, let me close all of this over here, sir. Okay, I want to just make sure that we. Yes,
Madam.
sir. I know there are questions. Yes, I
only
meant to say, because like I said, I'm always sharing from 2 different places, right? Let me turn on the camera, and yes, we will answer the questions that way. Today being the final day. All right. Okay. Oh, hello. Namaskaram.
Yes,
Sorry, sir. How are you, sir? Namaskaram, sir. How are you?
fine.
Thank you. Thank you. Namaskaram. I thought, I was tuning in for the question. Sorry, I didn't realize that you were there.
No, I'm there. You are going with your students, so you could not see any other thing. That means we can understand that your concentration.
Thank you, sir.
Please.
Hello, sir.
Ravi, call Arun.
Sir, I'm there, sir. I'm there.
Yeah. You can proceed.
Any questions is there? Already posted. Ma'am, we have posted the questions on the chat box, ma'am.
Yes, sir. I will reply them after. We don't have to make, all the dignitaries waiting, right? So I will definitely, get back to the questions. As always, I will, reply to them on the comments, sir. So.
Arun?
Sir, can I say something about you, sir?
Yeah, madam.
Sir, first of all, I thank you so much for the opportunity. When Dr. Arun sir approached me, I asked, is it okay with your HOD, sir? If I design the syllabus, then sir said, our HOD is the most nicest person that I've ever known on earth. This is the same exact words I'm repeating. We spoke in Tamil though, since we understand Tamil, both of us, but he said, chala chala manchodu, there is nobody like him. That's exactly what he said. Even if I were to take, say that I'm going to take this course for 1 year without any inhibition, he would just say, please proceed. So my salutations to you, sir. Thank you so much for the trust. Thank you so much for the trust in not only me, but in all of your staff members. That is exactly how management should be. So, I'm really proud of the way you, handle your, what do I say, the department itself. My father was the dean of Agriculture University. So he is also a very friendly person. He's been always the head of, many departments, but he has, been the dean of, I'm not sure if you know of Adiparashakti College in Kalavai. So, he was sent on deputation to that university from TNAU. And in the 3 years, everyone calls him like Nana. That's how nice he is,
Right.
Everyone says Nana, Nana, Nana to him. Including the drivers that those Annas, they were also calling him as Nana, Appa, Appa, Appa. For my younger brother's wedding, they came. So I really like those kind of down-to-earth people. You are one such person. I heard a lot of good things from Arun sir. Please continue to be the same. I wish you, success and more success. I know you're already successful. Much more health and longevity and happiness and everything, sir. Thank you so much for being a kind person. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Arun? Yeah, actually, in fact, Arun is a very enthusiastic guy. Even though he joined almost 1.5 years, he might have completed. But during this short duration, he maintained good relation with all the people. Almost, I can say, this is the 10th program he has organized in this COVID situation. Exclusively. Initially, when I requested him, this is the pandemic situation, people are relatively free. This is an opportunity for all of us. We need to utilize the resources of many people, because in normal situations, calling you to the campus is very difficult, and sparing of your time exclusively for 7 days, total 1.5 hour, minimum of 1.5 hour in a day, and it will be very difficult. We cannot request you to come to the campus, and you may not, being a owner of a company, you may not be in a position to come over here and deliver your talk for the students. So in a similar way, I have told there are many people to help us, Arun. You can tap them and request them to whatever may be the support you need. I'll extend, because we try to give maximum benefit to our community, whether for faculty and students. So in a similar way, he has extended his shoulders to the greater extent, and he has identified many good resource persons like you, madam, and even for students and faculty also, we have organized many programs. Almost, I think it was the 10th program for him, if I'm not wrong. Arun, are you having any proceeding, or shall I take off?
Okay, sir. If you want, you can only take off, sir. The only thing is the vote of thanks only I want to deliver. That one I will only deliver at the last.
Okay. At the outset, I would like to thank the management for giving an opportunity to utilize all the resources for organizing the workshops and conferences, and then student development programs, for FDP programs. So for this entire almost 4 months, we have conducted many programs. Out of that, this is also one. And first, I would like to thank my management for giving the opportunity, and also I very much extremely delighted to convey my thanks to resource person Dr. Rose Oviya Ramasamy madam. She being a owner of a company, owning a company and sparing this much time for these many hours, really it's a great. The idea what you have in your mind, exactly I don't know. Really, no one, I can say that no one will spare this much of time for the benefit of the student. Whatever expertise you had, it's a real-time experience. You have shared the real-time experience with the students. The reason for accepting the topic on Python is you all know very well that everyone is now knows the C, but Python is a bit object-oriented programming language. So it has wide variety of applications, whether you take a mechanical branch, electrical branch, ECE or CSC, numerous applications are there. But in a similar, whatever may be the branch of engineering, every branch is having wide varieties of applications using Python. And also they can do general applications like web development and game development, AI and ML and whatnot, scientific. Even in education also many people are using, and language development also many people are using Python. So we thought that why it should be restricted to GMRIT students, since Dr. Rose is giving 7 days talk, means definitely it should be given to the benefit should go to the maximum numbers. So keeping that in view, we have hosted it for the people whomever is interested, and also we are keeping this YouTube lives through our official website for longer period also, madam. Whomever anybody is interested, they can go through it. I think with the feedback I have received from all the participants, few of the participants, they have expressed their wow and happiness. Otherwise the people will not be there in the beginning to end. People availability of the people itself is an index for us. Initially people will be there at the beginning of the program, people will be maximum, and at the end we can say a tail, it's like a tail, only few will be there. But as far as your program is concerned, from morning beginning to end, many people are staying, and that indicates the index of your delivery and the content, and the whatever the way you are delivering also matters a lot. So once again, thank you very much for sparing your valuable time with us, madam. And in future also, you please accept our request. We may bother you for this kind of programs. Thank you very much, madam. I thank all the participants for their patient listening, and even the attendance is very good, even for 7 days. So I thank all of them. I hope you might have learned many things which were not there in our curriculum, because I have one, I am on and off only. I don't want to say lie, because on and off only. Sometimes I am switching on and I am seeing and going away because of other occupied work. So, but everywhere she has not dealt anything which is routine, and with a practical experience only Dr. Rose has delivered you. I hope you would have a wonderful stay was there for you during the lectures. So definitely this is only a beginning. You need to carry it and take it forward. Listening to the 7 days will looks nice, and okay, we have learned something. This is very interesting. That is very interesting. We may feel it's a practicality is that only. But in reality also that. But those people who take it as a base and improve upon is only the expectation from our side. So I think you all please keep this as a base and work more. Learning on when you are listening, learning will be only concepts only. After that, if you develop, then only it will be there forever, and you can flourish in your life as per our title. So finally, I would like to thank all the organizers, Dr. Arun Shekhar, Ravi Kumar, and Dr. Sudhakar, and all the faculty members who are directly or indirectly supported for making this program a grand success. Thank you, Anandal. Arun, you can proceed. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Ma'am, if any doubt is there regarding this, posted in the chat box, ma'am, for the queries. You can.
Yes, I'm going to get back to them in a few minutes, sir. I will actually, give the detailed explanation in the comments, and they can go from there, sir.
Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much, sir. But when you asked me what my idea was, there is no idea. Always, I wanted to become a doctor, sir, and do free service in India. Once I could not become a doctor, I asked my father, can I just, become a computer scientist? And he said, he never forces anyone to anything. He always, lets us do what we like. So then he asked me one question: if you become, like you wanted to become a doctor, all of a sudden you want to get on to the information technology field, what is your idea? Then I said, once I earn something, I want to make sure that, I, like understand the latest and, like deliver it to kids that are around, that are not as privileged as we are, right? Whenever someone approaches me, always I do these kind of, free teaching, not necessarily, online, sir, even on the school that my kids go to, I always volunteer. I volunteer a lot of my time, in the United States as well. So there is no intention though. It's just, I utilize my time that way. I make sure that, I spend some of my time for others as well, to give back to the community.
Excellent. Excellent. Excellent.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, Arun.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, madam.
Thank you, sir.
I thank the resource person for sharing his valuable content and time with GMRITians and a large community on this online platform. Once again, I thank the resource person for accepting our invitation and sharing his expertise, which made us to utilize this time in an effective manner to upgrade our knowledge and understand some concepts in Python. I thank all the participants for their enthusiastic participation in this International Student Development Program. I hope this International Student Development Program is informative and worthwhile. On this occasion, I thank our management, our principal, Dr. CLVRSV Prasad sir, our vice principal, Dr. Murugadas sir, for their constant support and for enabling the necessary infrastructure in conducting this online SDP. Also, I thank our head of the department, Dr. MVNR sir, for his constant support and modelizing this online international student development program in a fruitful manner. Finally, I thank our coordinator, Dr. Sudhakar sir and P. Ravikumar sir for his support. Finally, I thank all our staff members and student members who directly and indirectly involved in organizing this international STB smoothly and making it as a grand success. I wish all the best. Stay home and stay home. Update your skills. If any query is there, is just the time you can share your thoughts and opinions. Thank you, madam, and thank you, Anand.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you all. Thank you all.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Should I sign off now, sir?
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you.